It's gonna need tape. Just one sec, just need to... Just gonna stick this to here and then we're good. Okay. Yeah, it should be fine. So what? Something like... Ooh. The hell's climbing this? This is a...
Anything you say is going to line, right?
Yeah, it's not very tight. Let's try it. Cut the opening of the VOD and then just start it from where people actually enter. I think they're right, yeah. Awesome. Good to go.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
It's kind of picking up a bit of everything right now. That's the problem.
evening, everyone. Is it okay? Good evening, and welcome to tonight.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
You're doing one in the middle. I don't, okay, it's really like a slope. I don't do too much work.
Oh no, it's fine. What is it?
Good evening, everyone. Hi, thank you.
I'm going to start your mic back for you. Just so you know, you need to keep the mics up over here. They were meant to put a little sticker over here to let everyone know. When you get it go down, you can write it down on one of your reserve pieces, and then just stick it up over here.
And say-
just to say that, just write in capital letters, please speak into the mic.
Okay.
Right, so you're actually holding up here,
Okay.
not down over here. 'Cause yeah, cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Turn it on, I'll give you a thumbs up. Start.
Good evening, and a warm welcome to all of our guests here tonight. Adam Day has been running now for almost 2 decades, and tonight, as we come together, our purpose remains as clear and powerful as ever, to foster a sense of togetherness that transcends all boundaries. At the heart of this celebration lies the vision of our esteemed patron-in-chief, Mr. Khawaja Shamsuddin Azeemi, who envisioned Adam Day as a platform to champion the virtues of unity and diversity. This evening, we are honored to be in the presence of individuals who embody these ideals and have stepped forward as our guest speakers. It is through celebrations like these that we reinforce the importance of standing together irrespective of our differences. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for your presence, and we hope tonight's event will be both enlightening and enjoyable as we honor the legacy of unity and diversity that Adam Day stands for. We would like to begin our program with the recitation of a few verses of the Holy Quran and its translation. So if I could please request Mr. Mudabbir Hussain Qureshi and Mr. Muhtashim Qureshi to please make their way to the stage.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ووهبنا له ووهبنا له إسحاق ويعقوب كلا هدينا ونوحا هدينا ووهبنا له إسحاق ويعقوب كلا هدينا ونوحا هدينا من قبل ومن ذريته داود وسليمان وأيوب ويوسف وموسى وهارون كذلك نجزي المحسنين. داود وسليمان وأيوب ويوسف وموسى وهارون وكذلك نجزي المحسنين. وزكريا ويحيى وعيسى وإلياس كل من الصالحين. صدق الله العظيم.
The verses that we just read from the Holy Quran are verses 84 and 85, chapter Al-An'am. I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed Satan. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. And we gave to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob all of them we guided. And Noah we guided before, and among his descendants, David, Solomon, Job, Joseph, Moses, and Aaron. Thus do we reward the doers of good. And Zechariah, and John, and Jesus, and Elias, and all were of the righteous. Thank you.
Next, could I please ask Mr. Farhan Ali Shah to come to the stage and give us his welcome speech to formally introduce the event.
Distinguished guests, Mr. Safraz Ahmed from the Pakistan High Commission, community leaders, representatives of the faith groups, brothers and sisters. It gives me immense joy to welcome you all back to Adam Day. 21 years ago today, Khawaja Shamsuddin Azeemi, the patron of the Azeemia Foundation, realized his vision for Adam Day. What began as a single gathering has since turned into a global celebration, resonating across continents. For many of you attending, you may well ask, well, what is Adam Day? This reminds me that when I was sitting down to write this speech for Adam Day, my 4-year-old breezed in, smiled at me, and asked, "Baba, are you writing this for the Adams family?" After I'd stopped laughing, I thought about it, and maybe there was some truth in what he'd said. After all, in a way, Adam and Eve are our family, and we should embrace and celebrate our differences, as only a family can do. So, Adam Day is a day to celebrate our shared humanity, to weave unity among faiths and cultures and races. It's a day to learn, relate, and focus on our shared humanity, and in doing so, embrace the threads that bind us together. Adam Day reminds us that we are all connected. Regardless of our differences, we are all one. In our unity there is strength, and in our diversity there is harmony. At its core, Adam Day instills an eternal truth. Our essence lies in our soul. When we recognize this connection with the divine that the soul has, it gives us a new perspective on the connection we have with each other. As the children of Adam, our duty to oppose oppression and injustice is paramount. We must nurture and respect and show compassion to our fellow human beings. We must remember that as individuals, we have the power to shape our world purely by how we interact with each other. The divine scriptures echo a similar wisdom. Hold on to the rope of God and do not allow division amongst yourselves. This simple message guides us to unite and live together in harmony. Before I conclude, I would like to leave you with a thought-provoking question. What defines our humanity? In an era when machines are stronger and faster than us, and artificial intelligence is about to surpass us, what truly sets us apart? As you engage with our speakers today, I encourage you to reflect on this question and consider what it means to be human. What are the qualities that we have that make us unique? What are the values that we hold dear? Why are we on this planet? Again, I'd like to thank you all for coming, and I hope Adelaide inspires you to make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that very warm welcome. Next, I'm delighted to introduce our next speaker, Farhan Majid, who is also our youngest speaker here today. He's worked really, really hard, and not only has he attended various multi-faith events with his mum, Wahida Majid, to spread the message of Adam Day, but he has supported and encouraged her greatly with the workload of putting together today's event. So if we could all give him a big round of applause.
This is what Adam Day is all about. Thank you for listening.
Okay. So to explain the intention behind Adam Day, we have a video message from our keynote speaker, Mr. Khawaja Shamsuddin Azeemi. He's the current head of the Azeemi Sufi order and a scholar of international repute in the field of spiritualism, whose lineage goes back to Hazrat Abu Ayyub Ansari, the famous host of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He has helped a countless number of people over the years. He has authored over 60 booklets and 29 books on spiritualism, parapsychology, metaphysics, telepathy, meditation, and color therapy. Some of these books have been translated into other languages, such as English, Sindhi, Arabic, Persian, Thai, and Russian, throughout the world. Working under his patronage, there are more than 70 meditation centers to date to promote and spread spiritual knowledge, to serve humanity by offering solutions to their physical, mental, and social problems. His work continues to inspire us all to strive for a world guided to strive for a world guided by compassion, inclusivity, and equality. Now you can start the speech.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بادب با نصیب بے ادب بے نصیب، حاضرین مجلس السلام علیکم۔ اللہ تعالیٰ کی رحمتیں آپ پر نازل ہوں، اور دنیا میں، اس دنیا کے ساتھ دوسری بے شمار دنیاؤں میں اللہ تعالیٰ آپ کو وہ اعمال کرنے کی توفیق عطا فرمائے جو اللہ تعالیٰ نے پیغمبروں کے ذریعے بیان کیے ہیں۔ بتایا جاتا ہے کہ 1,24,000 پیغمبر اس دنیا میں تشریف لائے، اور انہوں نے اس بات کا اعلان کیا کہ کائنات کی تخلیق کا خالق اللہ ہے۔ اللہ نے چاہا میں پہچانا جاؤں، پہچاننے کے لیے ضروری ہے کہ ایک فرد کے علاوہ، میں دنیاوی بات کر رہا ہوں، ایک فرد کے علاوہ دوسرے افراد دنیا میں موجود ہوں۔ ہم سب ایک باپ اور ایک ماں کی اولاد ہیں۔ ہزاروں مخلوق میں اگر آدم و حوا کا ایک بیٹا آدمی موجود ہے تو ہم ذہنی طور پر لاشمار مخلوقات میں ایک آدمی نقش و نگار سے، رنگ و روپ سے، تخلیقی ساخت سے پہچان لیا جاتا ہے، اور ہر دوسرا آدمی پکار اٹھتا ہے کہ یہ آدمی، یہ بندہ آدمی ہے۔ سرد و گرم موسم کی وجہ سے آدمی کے نقوش میں تبدیلی واقع ہوتی ہے،
لیکن یہ تبدیلی اس طرف ضرور متوجہ کرتی ہے کہ یہ دوسرا شخص ہمارا بھائی آدم و حوا کا بیٹا ہے۔ الہی قانون جس کو پیغمبران کرام علیہم السلام نے نوع انسانی کی معاشرت کے لیے بیان فرمایا ہے، وہ قانون ہمارے اندر ذہن کی اسکرین پر نمایاں الفاظ میں درج ہے۔ اللہ تعالیٰ نے خاتم النبیین حضرت محمد صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم سے آسمانی کتاب قرآن میں ارشاد فرمایا ہے، اے نبی آپ فرما دیجئے ہم اللہ پر ایمان لائے ہیں اور جو ہم پر نازل ہوا، اور جو ابراہیم، اسماعیل، اسحاق، یعقوب اور اولاد یعقوب پر نازل ہوا، اور جو دیا گیا موسیٰ، عیسیٰ اور دوسرے پیغمبروں کو ان کے رب کی طرف سے۔ ہم ان کے درمیان فرق نہیں کرتے، اور ہم اللہ کے تابع فرمان ہیں۔ کروڑوں مخلوقات میں شناخت ایسا عمل ہے کہ جب کوئی آدم و حوا کی نسل کو دیکھتا ہے تو برملا پکار اٹھتا ہے کہ یہ آدم ہے۔ آدم کے رشتے کی کشش سے آدم کے بیٹے اور بیٹی اپنے صلبی رشتے کی کشش محسوس کرتے ہیں۔ آدمی جب عالم غیب سے عالم ظاہر یعنی دنیا میں آتا ہے تو ہر دو آدمی پکار اٹھتے ہیں کہ یہ میرا بیٹا اور بیٹی ہے، یہ میرا بھائی اور بہن ہے۔ آسمانی کتابوں میں جب نظام کائنات پر تفکر کیا جاتا ہے تو نوع آدم اور ہر نوع کو دو رخوں میں بیان کیا گیا ہے۔ ایک رخ میل اور دوسرا رخ فیمیل ہے، اور یہ فارمولہ ہر نوع کے میل فیمیل کے یکجائی پروگرام کے تابع ہے۔ نہایت فکر طلب ہے کہ آدم و حوا پیدائش سے پہلے کہاں تھے، اور یہ سوال بھی دل کے اندر پردوں میں چھپا ہوا ہے کہ نسل آدم کی زندگی کے شب و روز چھپنے، غائب ہونے اور ظاہر ہونے کی بیلٹ پر ایک طرف غائب ہو رہے ہیں اور دوسری طرف ظاہر ہو رہے ہیں۔ ظاہر و غیب کا یہ کڑی در کڑی سلسلہ آدم و حوا سے شروع ہوا اور قائم ہے۔ ایک دن کا بچہ جب زمین کی اسکرین پر ظاہر ہوتا ہے تو 2 دن کا تذکرہ تب تک نہیں ہوتا جب تک پہلا دن نہیں چھپتا۔ اس طرح 11 دن کا تذکرہ اس وقت تک نہیں ہوتا جب تک 10 دن غائب نہ ہو جائیں۔ کہنا یہ چاہتا ہوں کہ آدم و حوا کی سب اولاد غیب ظاہر اور ظاہر غیب کی بیلٹ پر قائم ہے۔ غیب کا پردہ آدم کو اپنے اندر چھپا لیتا ہے اور غیب میں سے ظاہر کا مظاہرہ کرتا ہے۔ اس بات کو سمجھنے کے لیے ضروری ہے کہ آدم و حوا کا بیٹا اور آدم و حوا کی بیٹی چھپنے، غائب ہونے، ظاہر ہونے اور حاضر ہونے کے بعد غائب ہونے کی بیلٹ پر رواں ہے۔ حاضر ہونے کے بعد غائب ہونے کی ایکویشن کیا ہے؟ ایک دن کے بچے کو جب ہم 20 سال کے زمانے میں ڈھونڈتے ہیں تو ہمیں ظاہر وجود عدم کے علاوہ کچھ نظر نہیں آتا۔ بالآخر زمین پر ظاہر ہونے والا فرد ظاہر غیب، غیب ظاہر میں رد و بدل ہو کر اس دنیا سے غائب ہو جاتا ہے۔ پردے میں چھپنا اور پردے میں سے ظاہر ہونا، چھوٹی چیز کا بڑھنا اور بڑی چیز سمٹ کر غائب ہونا، نقوش کا ابھار اور عمر رفتہ کی حالت ظاہر کرتی ہے کہ جب بچہ زمین پر ظاہر ہوا تو وہ غیب سے ظاہر ہوا، اور جب بچہ 2 دن کا ہوتا ہے تو پہلا دن غائب ہو جاتا ہے۔ لڑکپن جب غائب ہوتا ہے تو جوانی ظاہر ہوتی ہے، اور جوانی جب بڑھاپے کے روپ میں نظر آتی ہے تو محترم خواتین و حضرات، میں آدم و حوا کے رشتے سے آپ کا بھائی ہوں، بیٹا ہوں یا پوتا ہوں یا جو بھی رشتہ جس زبان میں بیان کیا جاتا ہے، تسبیح کے دانوں کی طرح ہر رشتہ ایک دانہ ہے۔ دوسرا رشتہ تسبیح کا دوسرا دانہ ہے، تیسرا رشتہ تسبیح کا تیسرا دانہ ہے، اور چوتھا رشتہ تسبیح کا چوتھا دانہ ہے۔ ایک دانہ باپ ہے، دوسرا دانہ ماں ہے، تیسرا دانہ بیٹا یا بیٹی ہے، چوتھا دانہ پوتا پوتی یا نواسا نواسی ہے۔ عمر کا گھٹنا بڑھنا غیب و شہود ہے۔ جب بچہ ظاہر ہوتا ہے تو ہم اس کو پیدائش کہتے ہیں، لیکن جب 2 دن غائب ہونے کے بعد تیسرا دن ظاہر ہوتا ہے تو اس سلسلے میں ذہن کے پردوں کو حرکت دیجیے، آپ کے اوپر ایک راز کھلے گا، ایسا راز جو ہم دیکھتے ہوئے بھی نہیں دیکھتے۔ زمین پر ظاہر ہونے سے پہلے آدم و حوا کا وجود کہاں تھا، اور زمین پر موجود ہونے کے باوجود ایک دن غائب ہونے کے بعد دوسرا دن ظاہر ہونا، دوسرا دن غائب ہونے کے بعد تیسرا دن ظاہر ہونا، تیسرا دن غائب ہونے کے بعد چوتھا دن ظاہر ہونا، یہ وقت کی بیلٹ پر رواں دواں ہیں۔ اسی لیے ہم کہتے ہیں کہ یہ آدمی 50 سال، یہ 100 سال، اور یہ بچہ 10 دن کا ہے، اور بالآخر بچہ جس عالم بالا سے زمین پر ظاہر ہوتا ہے اسی عالم میں لوٹ جاتا ہے۔ آج کا دن کل کے پردے میں چھپ جاتا ہے۔ یہ چھپن چھپائی کا کھیل زندگی ہے، اور زندگی ظاہر و غیب کا تسلسل ہے۔ پیدا ہونے سے پہلے ہم کس زون میں تھے، اور زمین پر ظاہر ہونے کے بعد ہر روز، ہر مہینے، ہر سال کہاں چھپ جاتے ہیں؟ عمر بچپن کی ہو، عمر لڑکپن کی ہو، عمر جوانی کی ہو، عمر انحطاط کی ہو، عمر بڑھاپے کی ہو، زندگی کا یہ کھیل غیب و شہود کے پردے پر جاری و ساری ہے۔ قابل احترام حاضرین مجلس اور میرے بزرگوں، دوستوں، بھائیوں اور بہنوں، راز جو لکھا گیا ہے وہ راز نہیں ہے، راز بنا دیا گیا ہے، اس لیے کہ کون نہیں جانتا کہ آدم و حوا کی اولاد، بیٹا بیٹی اور پوری نسل اس دنیا کی زمین پر جہاں سے آئی ہے وہ ہمارے لیے غیب ہے، لیکن غیب نہیں ہے۔ کیا روزانہ غیب و شہود کا یہ لامتناہی سلسلہ آدمی خود نہیں ہے؟ 10 دن چھپ جاتے ہیں تو ہم خوش ہوتے ہیں کہ عمر 10 دن ہو گئی۔ 10 دن جس پر خوشی منائی جاتی ہے، کیا وہ دبیس پردہ نہیں ہے؟ بچپن جب چھپ جاتا ہے تو لڑکپن ظاہر ہوتا ہے، اور بڑھاپا چھپتا ہے تو بتائیے آدمی کہاں سے آیا اور ماہوں سال گزارنے کے بعد کہاں غائب ہو گیا۔ ہر شہر، ہر قصبے میں ایک چھپی ہوئی آبادی ہے جس کو گورستان کے نام سے پکارا جاتا ہے۔ پیدائش سے پہلے ہر مخلوق پر غیب کا پردہ چھایا ہوا تھا۔ پردہ ہٹتا ہے تو اسکرین پر ایک فلم ڈسپلے ہوتی ہے۔ آپ غور کیجئے، کیا زندگی فلم نہیں ہے؟ زمین اسکرین نہیں ہے؟ حاضرین مجلس، قابل احترام مہمانان گرامی، فقیر جانتا ہے کہ بندہ دنیا میں آنے سے پہلے کہاں تھا۔ ہر روز جو ظاہر ہوتا ہے وہ غیب کے کس پردے میں چھپ جاتا ہے، اور چھپن چھپائی کا یہ کھیل بالآخر اس دنیا کی اسکرین سے غائب ہو جاتا ہے، اور دوسری دنیا میں منتقل ہونے کے بعد وہاں کی اسکرین پر ظاہر ہو جاتا ہے۔ جہاں سے آیا وہاں لوٹ جاتا ہے۔ ہر شے اللہ کی طرف سے ہے اور اللہ کی طرف لوٹ رہی ہے۔ محترم خواتین و حضرات، آدم و حوا کے حوالے سے ہم سب بہن بھائی کے رشتے میں بندھے ہوئے ہیں۔ علوم کی الگ الگ نوعیتیں ہیں۔ ایک علم اندرونی کیفیات کا علم ہے، لیکن ہر علم کی بنیاد غیب و شہود پر قائم ہے۔ جب تک پیاس نہیں لگتی، پیاس کا تقاضا علم غیب ہے۔ پانی پی کر پیاس کا بجھنا علم ظاہر ہے، لیکن یہ علم ظاہر ایسا علم ہے کہ مخلوق میں تقاضے خون بن کر شریانوں اور وریدوں میں مسلسل متحرک ہیں۔ جب یہ سلسلہ ختم ہوتا ہے تو آدمی یا کوئی بھی مخلوق ڈیڈ باڈی ہے۔ ڈیڈ باڈی ایسا مظہر یا کھلونا ہے کہ اس میں حرکت کا دار و مدار غیب و شہود کا نظام ہے۔ ہر انسان آنے جانے کے علم کو چونکہ ہمہ وقت استعمال کرتا ہے، اس لیے زندگی ظاہر ہوتی ہے اور زندگی غیب کے پردے میں چھپ جاتی ہے۔ روحانی علوم میں جسم کی اندرونی کیفیات سے آشنا ہونے کے لیے ایک مشق ہے۔ ہر فرد اس کا مشاہدہ کر سکتا ہے۔ مشاہدہ کر سکتا نہیں، دراصل پوری زندگی اس کا مشاہدہ بن جاتا ہے۔ آرام دہ نشست میں بیٹھ کر آنکھیں بند کر لیں اور یہ تصور کریں کہ آپ کے چاروں طرف نیلی روشنی ہے، یعنی آپ نیلی روشنی میں بیٹھے ہوئے ہیں۔ اس تصور کا دورانیہ 10 منٹ ہے۔ تصور کا طریقہ یہ ہے کہ آپ یہاں چیئر پر بالکل سیدھے بیٹھ جائیں، کمر اور گردن ایک سیدھ میں ہو، کمر یا گردن جھکی ہوئی نہ ہو۔ اس نشست میں یہ تصور کیجئے کہ آپ نیلی روشنی میں بیٹھے ہوئے ہیں، یعنی ہر طرف نیلی روشنی پھیلی ہوئی ہے۔ اس تقریب کے علاوہ یہ مشق گھر جا کر بھی کیجیے۔ 15 روز تک رات کو سونے سے پہلے ایسے کمرے میں بیٹھیے جہاں روشنی نہ ہو۔ 10 منٹ تک تصور کریں کہ آپ کے چاروں طرف نیلی روشنی ہے اور آپ نیلی روشنی میں بیٹھے ہوئے ہیں۔ مراقبے میں جو علم یا جو شے ظاہر ہو وہ ڈائری میں لکھ لیں اور ادارے کو بھیج دیں۔ اللہ تعالیٰ آپ سب کو خوش رکھے۔
حاضرین مجلس، السلام علیکم۔ آپ عالم دے کی تقریب میں تشریف لائے، آپ نے ہم سب کو عزت بخشی۔ اللہ تعالیٰ آپ کو دنیا اور دین کی نعمتیں عطا فرمائے۔ آپ کا بہت شکریہ۔ مشق جو لکھی گئی ہے اس پر عمل کریں، नतायज के बारे में अर्ज है कि नतायज खुद आपके ऊपर ज़ाहिर होंगे। वो जो नतायज ज़ाहिर हों या ना हो, वो लिख कर हमें भेज दें। आपका बहुत शुक्रिया।
Hello? Not on? Huh? Hello? Cool. Thank you, and I hope you really enjoyed the keynote speech from today as well, and I hope it gave a good bit of insight and some great lessons that we can pick from. Next, we have a special guest from the British Army today, so I'd like to call up Warrant Officer Ashok Kumar Chauhan, please.
Assalamu alaikum, namaste, sat sri akal, shalom, and good evening, brothers and sisters. This is a short notice told to speak here, but I'm really honored and blessed to be invited to Adam's Day. I attended this event, I think, last year or 2 years ago, and it was a fantastic event. On behalf of the Army, your Army, I'd just like to say, Adam Day to me is about living in harmony, treating people the way you want to be treated, and respecting others. And one of the core values that we have in the Army is respect for others, which means make sure you treat people the way you want to be treated. My job is to engage with the communities, trying to get people to join and tell them what a wonderful career it is. And to be honest with you, I'm truly blessed. I live in a country that gives me everything. Look in the audience here, what a diverse organization, community we have. So, all I want to say is thank you very much for laying on a fantastic event and giving me the opportunity just to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next we have a whirling dervish performance, and just to give a little bit of background, in the 13th century, the poet Jalaluddin Rumi founded the Mevlevi order, which is a Sufi Islamic sect, and a whirling dervish is a term used to describe a member of the Mevlevi order. The purpose of the whirling dervish's practice is to achieve a heightened state of spiritual connection and oneness with God through physical movement. The spinning dance itself holds profound symbolism, and the dervishes wear long white robes symbolizing their burial shrouds and tall conical hats representing their tombstones. As they spin, their right hand is raised towards the divine source, whilst their left hand is turned downwards to convey a flow of blessings to the earth and humanity. The act of spinning is seen as a way to detach from the material world and experience a deeper connection with the divine realm. In essence, the whirling dance is a form of meditation aiming to transcend the self and merge with the divine presence. The movement of the whirling dance is connected to the atom, which is connected to every living thing. This dance is not just an Islamic thing, it is a universal thing, which brings this back to Adam Day through Adam himself. This year, our teacher will give an indication to all males in the room to stand up and chant with him. And the chant will be Hey, which means to be alive and the ever-living. Could we please welcome Mr. Arsha to the stage to demonstrate this form of meditation for us?
Shatter the mirrors of the beautiful. Originally, I would want men to stand and do the hay with me, but after seeing the crowd looking so relaxed and sat down, I would like everyone to do hay with me, even the ladies. Because why should the men just do it on their own? We should have everybody participating. And hay isn't just for myself, it's for giving more energy to the worthy dervish to reach to his heights in his ecstasy, and also for yourselves to reach that height in your ecstasy. So I will start with a recitation, and hopefully when I put my hands in the air, I will like everyone to do hay. It's the chant of the heart.
Thank you very much to the Whirling Dervish. Really appreciate a great performance, and I'm sure everyone here very much enjoyed that today. So I'm honoured to introduce our first guest speaker of the evening, Lord Qurban Hussain, a distinguished individual whose endeavours have encompassed a wide range of fields, so spanning from human rights advocacy to community development. He has exhibited a deep commitment to amplifying the concerns of underrepresented communities and fostering dialogues that bridges divides. His advocacy work has touched on crucial issues such as education, healthcare and human rights, with a focus on advocating for the rights and well-being of those often marginalised or overlooked. Please join me in welcoming Lord Qurban Hussain to the stage.
Lady Maris, ladies, gentlemen, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to you all. It gives me a great pleasure to be here today to celebrate something which is common to every one of us. We all believe that humanity started from a man and a woman, and many faiths, including the Abrahamic faiths, we believe Adam to be the first man in the world and Eve to be the mother of the humanity. And I'm just going to share my experience with you. It depends on which part of the world one is born and brought up and what kind of circumstances they are grown up in. I was born in Kashmir, on the Pakistan side of the line of control, as people would know, some of us who are familiar with that situation, where with 100% Muslim population in that part of the small area, not knowing any difference, all people will live with the same kind of skin color, not knowing any difference whatsoever about other faiths, other colors, other cultures at all. I came to this country at the age of 14 and 15 with a very narrow knowledge and experience of other cultures and religions and so forth. And I only knew about the rest of the world what I was taught in school. And I have to say, there wasn't a lot about other cultures other than the culture that we lived in and the religion that we followed. And coming to this country was a turning point in my life. What a great country my father decided to come and settle in, where people of all colors and creeds and religions live side by side, enjoy ourselves, work together. I have to say, in the early days, I was very much reserved in communicating with people who didn't look like me, or who didn't speak my language, or somewhat they were different. But slowly and gradually, there came another point in my life when I left the place that I came to near Manchester, a place called Rochdale. I came down to Luton. And here, I had an extraordinary experience. On one side of my house was a white family from Ireland. On the other side, it was an African Caribbean family. And there I was in the middle. And I had a few Indian families up the road. It was my first experience of actually living among people from different cultures who looked different, who had very different culture, Shall I tell you something? Those two elderly families who lived alongside me there for the next 15 years or so, who moved on because of their ages and so forth, they were the best neighbors I have ever had. Best ever. I couldn't have even asked for better neighbors. And there I was to think, and then of course the world moves on, I moved on, worked with people from various backgrounds and so forth. And after, I have to say, after good 20, 30 years after being in this country, I fully came to appreciate how lucky I was where I'm residing, where I'm bringing up my family. And for my children, it is a different world than I experienced. In the school that my children went to, 134 languages were spoken on the playground. Imagine, 134 languages spoken on a playground. And that is how multicultural, multi-faith this country is. And yes, we're not perfect. We're far, far from being perfect, and we don't claim to be a perfect society by any means. But comparatively, if we look around in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, and other parts of the world, by far, we are the luckiest people. And we do all play our part. Yes, there are good and bad people in every society. You can't say that they're all good. Not everybody who looks brown like me is, I can say I can trust. Not everybody who's white I can say, well, he's a good man or a bad man or woman. But that is almost the case wherever you go. Whichever culture, whichever set of group of people you meet, you will find good and bad. But certainly in UK, we are lucky to be living in a society where we all truly, look at this audience here. This represents the nation. We are black, we are white, we are, whatever. We are Muslims, we are Jews, we are Christians, we are Hindus, whatever. We're all living in this beautiful world. And I would like the whole world one day to live in this peace that we are all experiencing in the United Kingdom right now. And I would ask and this obviously puts a lot of responsibilities on people who are known to be the leaders, whether they are faith leaders, political leaders, community leaders, or whatever. They have a huge responsibility to make sure that this country becomes better and better and better, and don't roll back, because there's always a chance of rolling backwards. Any small thing can happen. I know in UK, when things start going wrong, only one or two events have to, happen, and things start going pear-shaped. Let us teach our children, let us teach our society that we make sure that that does not happen. Difficult times have been. We have seen racism rising in this country. But then our own leaders from different political parties, I have to say, and the communities came forward to say, hang on a minute, we can't brush the whole society with one brush because of actions of one or two in that community. And that is how it should be. We should not be branded. Whatever color or faith we have, we should not be branded if one or two of us go off the track and do something wrong or do something bad, which is not acceptable to the larger society, or maybe unfair, maybe criminal. But that is where I think we need to have responsible leadership in our communities, in our political parties, in our faiths, to come together. And in Luton, we have a faiths council. Faith Council comes together very often, and one or two things that they do every year. One of them, to have a faith walk. All the religious leaders from different faiths come together, start from a church or a mosque, and visit all the denomination, the faith places, churches, synagogue. We used to have a synagogue, no longer, unfortunately, but we used to visit the synagogue, the churches, gurdwaras, mandirs, and everybody and sit and eat together. That is a strong message that we give in or practice in Luton, and I'm glad that we are practicing it here as well. You know, this is something that I would like to promote, and I'm very pleased to be here. I'll say again, and with that, as I had not prepared a written speech, and I'm not going to, that is why I'm not, speaking from a piece of paper. I'm speaking what is in my mind. I hope that is, you will like that, and you will agree with me that this is the kind of society that we need. And this organization, Azeemia Foundation, is doing a splendid job in promoting that. And I think they all deserve a round of applause. And thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that wonderful message. With a profound commitment to nurturing the spiritual and moral fabric of our world, Sister Rachel Priestman has dedicated herself to the practice and teachings of the Brahma Kumaris, a global spiritual movement focused on self-realization and positive change. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Sister Rachel Priestman.
If I may, I'd like to start with a very simple greeting, but a very powerful greeting. I, the soul, am a being of peace. Om Shanti. And I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to everyone in the Azeemia Foundation. Well, it's a foundation, but it's a family. And we are very happy to be invited every year to be part of this family gathering, this unlimited family gathering, human family gathering, for all the work that they do, and they do it with so much love and generosity and respect for everyone. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing. And also thanks to all the guests who are here. Each one of you in your communities is working to improve the lives of everyone there. And I'm very interested in the theme that has been chosen this year. We are children of Adam and Eve. How timely that is. In this time, a very dark time of humanity, a time when there's so much conflict, disagreement, ill health, many, many problems in the world. This is the time when we need to remind ourselves of a time when there was harmony, there was peace, there was happy coexistence. And how come we've lost it? We've lost it because we've forgotten that main point. We've forgotten that we are souls, beautiful souls, powerful souls, loving souls. And we've got caught up behind the labels and the masks and the positions and the personalities we have. And we've forgotten that we are, yes, we are, all of us, children of God, coloured by God's qualities, children of Adam and Eve, brothers and sisters. And in every culture, there is a memory of a time of utopia, whether it's paradise, the Garden of Eden, Bahisht, Shangri-La, Dreamtime. Every culture remembers a time when humans were in their natural state of being, their natural state of goodness, of giving, of generosity, of happiness. And how do we get back to that place? Because yes, we're in a place of darkness, but after the darkness always comes the dawn. After the winter always comes the spring. So how do we get there? It's through our awareness of ourselves as spiritual being. It was also beautifully said in the program here that the reality lies within the soul itself. That is our reality, not what we see with our physical eyes, but the reality of our own goodness, our own strength, our own qualities, our own brotherhood. And so today, as we celebrate that brotherhood, that brother and sisterhood, let us just remind ourselves again and again by using that awareness, by reminding ourselves of that awareness and that kind of thinking that takes us up, that makes us more elevated, that reminds us of that goodness and that strength. And choose to let go of the things that worry us or weaken us or perhaps bring out the not so good qualities. And so today I'd like to just finish by just having half a minute, just quiet, and invite you to just focus your minds on the thought of peace. Peace within you. Peace around you. Peace above you. And this is the peace that comes from the divine, the power that comes from the divine, that we can share with each and every one in our lives. That peace starts, harmony starts, happiness starts, respect starts with myself. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Cool, thank you very much. So I'd now like to invite Reverend Anne Easter to the stage. She's a remarkable woman who has played a prominent role in the local community and within local churches, and now serves as a counsellor for Canning Town North. She became a chaplain to Our late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, and in doing so became the first figure to carry out this role from Newham.
Thank you and good evening. I'm here not only as myself today, but I'm also representing both the Mayor of Newham, Roxana Fiaz, who wanted me very much to bring her good wishes and her delight that this event is happening this evening. But I'm here also to represent the Bishop of Barking, the Right Reverend Lynn Cullins, who couldn't be here. She's on leave at the moment. And she too wanted me very much to say how much she wished that she could be here and what a blessing this event is for the borough, as well, of course, for us, we who are here today. And we pray, as always, that the thoughts of our hearts and the words of our mouths and the works of our hands will always be acceptable to God. I am actually one of the councillors for Royal Albert Ward. I've changed wards in the last year or so because we had a move round. Newham is a vastly growing place, and of course the people who organise these things like each ward to have about the same number of people. So I now represent Royal Albert Ward, which is right in the south of the borough and is quite different from Canning Town North, but the same in another way. And that's what life is like here in Newham, because we're all different. One of the things I love to say when I go into a school is, who else has got this fingerprint? Who else has got this fingerprint? And of course the answer is nobody. Nobody. Nobody in the whole wide world. The police are attesting to my view here today. Thank you. Nobody in the whole wide world has got your fingerprint. We're each of us different and special, wonderfully made. And whatever you do, I'm sure there's something that you bring to this world that is absolutely unique and special, because you are a special individual. And we may not agree on things, of course we won't. I mean, you know, I always feel that the Stones trump the Beatles. And West Side Story will always be the best musical ever, as far as I am concerned. But, you know, you don't need to agree with me on that one. But we are different and special. And as one of the councillors, I am the Commissioner for Interfaith Engagement. And as such, I get to organise some of the interfaith work that goes on in this borough. Now, of course, a lot of it, as our friend Lord Karan said earlier, a lot of it just happens. Because I live next door to a Bengali family, on the other side are Turkish Cypriots, across the road are Irish people. There's all sorts of people in our road, and we like to keep an eye on each other, and we like to help each other and support each other where we can. But our Faith Forum is something particular that happens about once every 3 months. We get together to discuss, to listen, to learn, to share some of our thoughts. We talk about all sorts of things. A couple of meetings ago, we talked about gambling and mental health, which is a problem. I mean, you only have to walk down the high street to see the number of betting shops. And it's something that reduces so many of our residents to homelessness and destitution. We talked about that. But then the next meeting we talked about death and preparing for it and what happens after it and what is heaven like. All sorts of things we've talked about. We've listened and learnt and shared. When it was COVID, the important thing, of course, was to keep our people safe. And we did a lot of work with the local authority and our faith groups to make sure that people were safe and yet able to worship at a time when we all so desperately needed the reassurance and the comfort of worship, the sense that we were together in our suffering, together in our lockdown, although we couldn't actually be near to each other. But then, as time went on and that went out, we went further. We started working together for food banks, for food clubs, for food pantries, whatever you like to call it. And people got together and organised that. Then we discussed the issue of the cost of living and how we were going to help people. And a number of our places of worship opened as warm havens, although in this weather, cooler havens were more useful. And that's what we have now. So many different things. And then when in another part of the country violence erupted, our faith leaders issued a joint statement of solidarity, and we said we will not allow that sort of thing to come between us. We are together, united here in Newham, and that's how we want to stay. Some of the work that we've done has been witnessed and written about by the Wolf Foundation, part of the Cambridge University Federation, and they've produced a toolkit now used nationally to gauge the impact of interfaith work, which isn't a fringe activity anymore, but regarded as an important pillar of building community. That's what it's all about. We'll continue to welcome people of all faiths and beliefs and ideologies and none to listen and learn and share. We'll continue to debate, to disagree sometimes, yes, of course, but also to agree that in the end, we are, each of us individually but together, the chosen, cherished children of God. And as such, we live together and love together both God and our neighbours to make this world a better place and bring life and love, liberty and laughter to all God's children. Thank you.
So, I wouldn't. It's not coming up. It's not on. It's on. So I'd now like to welcome Councillor Donna Lunsden to the stage, who is an esteemed mayor of Barking and Dagenham, a dedicated leader and advocate for her community. Councillor Lumsden's leadership exemplifies a commitment to progress, unity and the well-being of her constituents.
Good evening, distinguished guests, councillors. My name is Councillor Donna Lumsden, and it is a pleasure to be here with you tonight as we come together as one to celebrate Adam's Day. Events such as this one are an excellent opportunity to connect and form new friendships within our community. And during my term as the Mayor of Barking and Dagenham, I hope to bring all areas of our diverse community together and encourage everyone to love and respect each other and celebrate our rich cultural background. I would like to thank the Azeemia Foundation UK for inviting me here tonight while we celebrate Adam's Day. And let us come together and stand side by side to spread love and goodwill throughout. I wish you all a joyous evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I would now like to welcome Mr. Safraz Ahmed Khan, the esteemed First Secretary to the Deputy High Commissioner of Pakistan, to please come to the stage and say a few words.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. Well, I don't have any speech to deliver, and after listening so many wise people, learned people, I'm also not in a position to speak much. But one thing I would say on behalf of the Pakistan High Commission in London, I would say my gratitude and thanks from the High Commissioner of Pakistan for inviting us to this magnificent event. I have met so many lovely people, and I'm looking towards a gathering of people from different places, different religions, and of course, different countries. But they are together. And this hall today, and the credit goes to, of course, the Azeemia Foundation for making this hall a cradle of civilizations, a cradle of religions and faiths today. My deepest congratulations to the Azeemia Foundation for celebrating the Adam's Day, and they have been celebrating it for last couple of years, though it's the first time I'm attending this event, and I really enjoyed the talk, the thoughts, and the words spoken from this stage. The very concept of this unity and diversity is so comprehensive, it's so encompassing. It brings everything together. It brings us together, and it also gives a message of peace, a message of tolerance, a message of acceptability, and a message of harmony. I once again congratulate the Azeemia Foundation, and I once again pay my thanks to them, my personal and from the High Commission of Pakistan. Thank you so much.
So, could I now please request Councillor Jonathan Cardy make his way to the stage. Councillor Cardy is a valued member of the London Borough of Richmond upon Thames and has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to serving his constituents and contributing to the better of the local community. Now clap.
Thank you for that very generous introduction, and thank you to the Azeemia Foundation for hosting this event and to inviting us all to share bread and to meet today. I'd also like to thank specifically that very impressive whirling dervish doing that whirling dance earlier on. My own experience with that form of meditation goes back quite a few years to the times when I was visiting hippie communes, and when I tried doing that whirling thing, I was one of the first to fall in a dizzy heap on the floor. So I know how difficult that is, and I was very impressed with that. I wanted to talk, since we're talking about Adam Day, we're talking about the idea of all humanity is descended ultimately from one man and from one woman. There is a scientific side to this, in that every man has a Y chromosome, which is inherited in the paternal line, and every woman has a father who has a Y chromosome on there. So we can work out a family tree of humanity by analysing the Y chromosome. And we can similarly work out with the mitochondrial DNA, which is inherited down the female line. So scientists now talk about the Y chromosome, the DNA, Adam, and the mitochondrial Eve. Scientists aren't entirely sure whether they were around at the same time as each other, but what we are sure about is that with the DNA testing that's been done, all of humanity is descended, ultimately, all of humanity is related, all of humanity is descended ultimately from one man, who we assume is called Adam, and ultimately from one woman. And that I think is an incredible message that's come out that changes an awful lot of the discussion on race and nationality and so on. And some of my friends have done this DNA testing thing where you send off a sample and it comes back and it tells you that as you expected, you're X% this and Y% that. And there's also, most people seem to have done it, there's also an odd percentage of this. And one of the things that this is doing, in my view, is that it's breaking down some of this nationalism thing of people thinking or boasting of being 100% X or Y, that they've been for all these generations and so on. And people are now thinking of themselves more as part of one huge human family. So on that note, I'd like to remind you, I'd like to encourage, particularly when you get people who show prejudice and so on, encourage them to take one of those tests. And thank you all.
Thank you so much for that wonderful speech. Now, if I could draw your attention to the screen behind me, there's a reason as to why this is here, and I'd like to invite Mr. Hamza Ali to the stage to offer a more comprehensive understanding of the significance behind this.
Assalamu alaikum. A sign for a people who are mindful. That's also from the Quran, chapter 16, verse number 13. Every creation has a color, and color signifies diversity. The originator and creator of all colors is God. God is unity, and the creation is diversity, which stems from unity. God created the universe with His light. Everything that exists is a manifestation of God's light. The light represents unity, but hidden inside it is a spectrum of colors which gives rise to diversity. The light is God's color with which He has colored everything. Mankind, the progeny of Adam, although diverse in color, creed and culture, can be one if they color their thinking with the color of God, which is pure light, free from prejudice, discrimination. It embodies all colors and yet remains colorless. It is ever beneficial for all creation. When the environmental system are in equilibrium, as designed by God, everything is clean, colorful and vibrant. but when they lose their natural balance, pollution and disease ensue. The state of environment is directly linked with the environment state of human thinking. If our thinking is colored with God's color, it will be positive, constructive, full of love and positive care for all. We will have a clean and pure, peaceful environment, and if not, then we will move away from nature and live in polluted, contaminated and diseased environment. In Sufi spiritual science, God is far beyond the ultra-achromatic, pre-colorless zone, void of light, below which is achromatic, under which lies the unicolor realm light, from which comes our multicolored universe, which is matter. In this world of color, the color of God is the vibrational frequency assigned to a being by God, at which it functional perfect harmony with nature. In this state of being, every unit of universe aware that it is a part of a universe plan, where everything is linked with and depends on everything else for its existence. Thank you.
So I'd now like to invite Muhtashim Qureshi, who will be performing a nasheed for everyone today.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. So today I'll be performing two nasheeds, poetry, in Arabic, Urdu, and English. The first one is Hasbi Rabbi by Azeemia. If you know the words, sing along. If you don't, we have on the screen, so you can read it. Oh
sent it because it's their mic, so I don't know how good it is. They're basically streaming on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. It's good. It makes sense. Yeah, that's it. So good. You good, yeah? Yeah, go on. Cool. Deal, yeah. Cool.
Cool. So today we also have the privilege of hearing from Inspector Ganesh Rasaratnam. As a dedicated law enforcement professional, his years of service and expertise contribute significantly to our community's well-being. So I would like to welcome him to stage.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Thank you very much for inviting the police here today. It's an honor and privilege to attend this evening tonight. My name is Ganesh Rajaratnam. I'm the Safe and Neighborhood Inspector for Newham. And I've been an inspector in Newham for about 8 months now. For me, Adam's Day raises awareness that we are all the children or the foundation of Adam and Eve. Doesn't matter from any religious aspect that we come from. It doesn't matter from what diverse background, religion, or ethnicity we are from. At the end of the day, there's unity in diversity. Newham is a diverse population where various languages, religions, and culture intermingle. However, there exists a remarkable sense of unity among its residents. We are one community and recognize that we all have similar issues and that we have to come together to solve this and recognize that are diverse, we are affected by the community, and that it's important that we have to work as one community. Thank you again for having me today.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to welcome Madam Mayor, Councillor Jasna Islam, who was elected this year as the new Mayor of Redbridge. Councillor Islam is a dedicated trustee and consultant for numerous charitable organisations, and her tireless efforts resonate deeply within the Bangladeshi community as she actively engages in various social services, demonstrating a profound commitment to bettering the lives of her fellow citizens. So if we could please give her a warm welcome.
Thank you so much. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum, namaskar, sat sri akal, shalom. That's all I know for the time being. It's been a great pleasure to be here to participate to the celebration of Adam's Day, especially its 21st anniversary. I bring greetings of peace, love, and harmony. On behalf of, sorry, I haven't got my glasses on, I'm trying to use somebody else's, Auntie, thank you. Harmony on behalf of the residents of London Borough of Redbridge. I'm pleased to say that some of my predecessors had brought similar messages in the past. The Borough of Redbridge is a rich, diverse borough full of culture and variety of traditions. Many people have settled in Redbridge who have come from different parts of the world. We are very proud of our developing identity as a borough of peace and tranquility. Everyone in Redbridge is very much welcome. The theme in unity in diversity is very appropriate for this occasion, as we all have the same outlook of life. To be good citizens and to take care of our environment. I also want to say thank you to our fellow previous speakers, my fellow colleagues, distinguished guests, who have really gave us and enlightened us through their speeches some of the special things in our life that we all should be cherishing. And what's happening across the world, across the boroughs as well. We need to work together in harmony and ensure that we bring communities together. Whatever happened in the past, let's bygone be bygone and move forward and cherish our future and for our future generation. It's a big act to follow Rabbi Harbert, but as the first newly elected Bengali mayor of Redbridge, I really look forward to working with you in the next couple of months. In the end, I would like to thank Azeemia Foundation for considering us as part of the group, and me and my fellow mayor and Deputy Mayor of Redbridge, Saira Jamil. We really would like to say thank you for reaching out to us and inviting us today to this event. And I'm sure this won't be our last meeting. I'm sure we'll be coming again in future celebrations. I just want to say a big thank you for continuing to organize such celebrations, because we are all part of the same big family, Adam and Eve. Thank you so much. God bless.
Okay, please join me now in welcoming Michael Desmond, who was twice Civic Mayor of Hackney and is the second longest serving member of the council. He was also the founder of a community festival when he was a teenager and started Airedale TV, which produces brilliant comedy sketches. Through humour, he has found a way to bridge gaps, foster connections and bring joy to the lives of those he serves.
Distinguished guests, Azeemia Foundation, thank you for inviting me to this
core of who we are. Meditation. And meditation is contemplation. And what are we contemplating on? On inner peace. We know peace how we think, is this giving me peace? Is this going to give me peace? Is my watch giving me peace? That's a peace we're familiar with when we achieve certain material goals. But today I want to demonstrate what inner peace is. When you're connected within, we teach to connect within. And when you're connected within your inner self, you connect to God. And that is where, like Rachel said before she went to the Brahma Kumari speaker, that you get connected to reality. Then you know who you are. Then you know that you're not this white skin or this brown skin or this green skin. You are more than that. And meditation it gives you that immense peace that when you're at peace, thy neighbor's at peace. And if thy neighbor's at peace, thy neighbor's at peace. And it spreads like a plague. And the very core of who we are, our teaching, our spiritual teacher, Khawaja Shamsuddin Azeemi, and if those who are familiar with Sufism, Sufism is all about connecting man to God. Because until we are connected to God, we will never be at peace. And we have all experienced that. Sometimes you've achieved the biggest goal in your life and you still feel a bit empty. That's because something is missing. My spiritual teacher says that we are forever nourishing the body with food and clothing, etc. But we never do enough for the soul. And the soul needs the remembrance of God. And one way of that is through meditation. So meditation is contemplation, and we are contemplating on a single point until that point reveals its power to us. And which power are we after? The power of peace. So let's meditate. So I'm going to need a chair. We've been meditating for 8 minutes. So before we meditate, because obviously I'm going to be sat down when we start, our back needs to be straight when we meditate, just like any exercise. Back needs to be straight, your neck needs to be straight. I mean, I wish I could walk around, but the speaker's here. So back straight, your back straight, your neck straight, but not stiff. Try not to lean against the chair unless you've got back issues. I think if you can have the lights on. We'll just dim the lights.
Excuse me. You're going to sit down now, yeah?
Yeah.
Sit down. Yeah, you can hold it, yeah?
Yeah, thank you. We're just going to turn some of the lights off, but I can start. Before we do the breathing meditate, we breathe about 11 times, but obviously there's so many of us, we just do 2 breaths. And that is we're breathing out, emptying all air from our stomach, like so. And then we close our mouth and breathe through the nose. So breathing out. Take everyone out, please. Take the only two can see me, but taking a deep breath out. Exhaling from the mouth. Deep breath. Deep breath. And then breathe through the nose. Breathe out. And breathe in. Now everyone close your eyes. And please everybody close your eyes and pay particular attention to your eyeball. Make sure there's stillness in there. So calm your eyes when you start meditation now. Calm your eyes, calm your jaws, calm your neck, calm your shoulders. Place your hands on your thighs and relax your core muscles, relax your legs and your feet. Repeat. Relax your eyes, relax your jaw muscles, your neck, your chest, your core muscles, your legs, and your feet. Now, you find yourself in a new room, and you are immersed in room. You find yourself in a new room, and you are immersed in room. You're feeling lighter, calm, and free.
Thank you. I think that will be the end and that will conclude proceedings today. So I just want to give a warm thank you to absolutely everyone for attending, for taking time out of your day on a weekday, on a working weekday where you can make the evening as well. We really appreciate that. So the main event, no, I'm kidding, food will be served in a couple of minutes. So just look over in the corner over there. It's starting to come out already. So please do make your way there in a nice orderly fashion and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.